Watson on first down. That's complete over the middle to Callaway. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
Third and 2, Watson going up top. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way down to the 22-yard line.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Now a first down throw, Watson. He's to the 10. And is caught right at the 10-yard line. 12 more yards there and another first down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
An inaugural trip to the red zone here for the Seahawks. They've got a first and goal from the 10-yard line. Out of the gun, Watson. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. In for the score. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. And the QB rating right now is sky high. 4 for 4 on that opening drive, and it ends with a touchdown pass.
Yeah, I don't know quite how to figure it out. I think I need my friends from MIT to come in and help me. But I think 158.3 is the number 1.
Yep, that's the high
That's
mark.
the highest you can get. That's where he is. He'd like to continue on that pace.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Black 58 rail! Black 58 rail!
They start on the ground with Geis. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. And credit the tackle to Derek Barnett. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
Ready! Blue 45! Blue 45!
Mahomes to throw on 2nd down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
I'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10.
Slow! Here we go! Green 39! Green 39!
Working from the gun, Mahomes. On the crossing route, complete. That's Hines. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. They chalk that one up as a gain of 34 on 3rd down. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Ace!
on first down. This is Geis. And he's taken down inside the 30. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
Left, 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 left. Ready, blue 45.
Mahomes now on first down. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Geis with the carry on 2nd down. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I have not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things up.
Yeah, I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now.
Left, 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 left.
Back to the ground on first. It's Geis. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
They'll hand it down to Geis. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Geis, they'll try to run it. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. Darius Geis with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Jags are able to cash in for 6. Oh, how about this? No good. Just his 2nd miss of the year. And our score will stay right where it is. Lutz now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now a play fake here on first down. And that's caught inside the 35. It's a big play there for Seattle. 44 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
Now it's Watson. Completes this to Callaway over on the right side. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 12 yards there as they move the chains. Those are the Of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Watson in the offense going to come up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game. From the red zone now, Watson. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Quan Alexander not dropping into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. From the gun, here's Watson. He will find Davis on the left side, complete. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Come back! Richmond!
A shotgun snap for Watson. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. And Hauschka's kick is good. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2, as we'll see one following the score on the final play before break. Here's Hauschka now to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Mahomes now on 1st down. Now he's flushed out. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked off near the 32. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, right? Because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
The touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. On 2nd down, here's Crowell. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Come back!
Now we've got whistles and movement up front. I think this is against Seattle. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. Yeah, he got a little aggressive too early.
And he did, wanting that quick takeoff as the ball was snapped, but I think sometimes those big guys on offense, they're pretty cagey too, right? They make those little sudden moves or those little subtle moves that get you to jump.
The penalty helps a bit, but still 8 yards to go on 3rd down for this offense. Here's Watson, operating from the gun. And he going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. And Hauschka's kick is good. And that's going to tie us at 13. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And last time, one-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you got a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
16 yards right off the bat and a first down. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. They go play action here on first down. He's going to look deep down the field. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. On the handoff, it's Geis. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Throwing is Mahomes on third. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
After the interception, here's Watson. He's going to air one out. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll get this way down into Jacksonville territory. A big play that time for the Seahawks. 47 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On first down, Watson forced out to his left. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. Buying time to his left. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
Well, you know you don't want to make a mistake in that area, so you make sure you make a smart throw. Throw it out towards the sidelines. If you overshoot your guy, so be it. It's just the incompletion that we saw there.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Watson. And almost intercepted. Would have been a huge pick in the end zone, but as it stands, that brings up 4th.
These guys had to settle for a field goal their last time moving the ball down the field. They may have to do it again on this drive. That could be frustrating.
Yeah, I don't want to be cliche, but at least they were able to get 3 last time. 3 here, not the worst thing in the world. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something
Heads up.
to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Now Mahomes throwing on second down. Eluding the pressure right. He finds an opening past the 40. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
He had no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Michael Brockers forcing his way through there to drop him for a loss of a good 10 yards. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done.
Slow. Here we go now. Blue 45. Blue 45.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. Throw left side complete. It's Gilbert. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. From the gun on third down, Mahomes. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout. That's their second, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. To throw on second is Watson. That's brought in by Davis over the middle. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
He's going to wind up and air it out. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
On first down, it's Watson. Going underneath for Crowell. He'll get it to the 40. Broke a tackle there to get some extra yardage. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll bring up a second down.
How about that shuffle pass? Or if you want to call it the shovel pass, that's fine too. That's one of those plays that you can take a little bit of risk there because you're trying to throw the ball into the middle of the field where a lot of big bodies lurk, and they can knock it away, pick it off, but they were able to execute it successfully on that play.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
And the Seahawks on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Tiger! Come back!
To the air yet again, Watson. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over at the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
Ready! Green 39! Green 39!
They fake the give. Now Mahomes. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. And before the second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. He'll find his man on the comeback route, complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Here we go. Blue 45. Blue 45.
Mahomes going to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. That's caught inside the 20. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down.
Ready! Green 90. Green 90. Slow. 52's the mic, boy. 52.
Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. So on third down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. On the left hash mark, this a 38-yard attempt. And Lutz's kick is good. And that will tie things up as we head toward halftime. Maybe a nice psychological boost there just to get back to even with that field goal as we head towards half.
Coaching 101 always says at halftime, play it like it's 0-0 on the scoreboard. Well, in this case, it's level, right? Same score each side. Just start over. Now you get the second half to play.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk taken.
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night as we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando. That's where we check in. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And out now come the Seahawks. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. On second down, here's Watson. And he's got this one complete to Callaway. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. Now a play fake here on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Kendall Beckwith coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Out of the gun, Watson. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
The Seahawks on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Operating from the gun, Watson. And Davis with it left side. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. They'll wind up with 17 on that one, but they're still a bit short here for 4th. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. Beating the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. Going absolutely nowhere. He'll wind up losing a yard or 2. He only needed a yard, but he couldn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. And the drive begins with a run by Geis. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Geis, and he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. On second down, here's Mahomes. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag is down. This could possibly be a push-off. So erase the flag. They decline it.
And did they use the big eraser, or was that the one at the end of the number 2 pencil?
Well, I was thinking the 2x2-inch ones that you can buy and use in addition to the pencil.
And those last forever.
A long time.
No doubt.
The Jaguars on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is third down and 12.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39. Slow. Hut.
Working from the gun, Mahomes being chased out left. He can run for it, and he will. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still fourth down. And Lutz puts this one through. And with that, they will move out in front by 3. And they don't get a touchdown here on the opening drive of the third quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
No surprise there, Jadeveon Clowney with a tackle for loss. We all know how he became one of the most famous players in football, though, don't we remember?
Oh, that one play.
Yeah, that one big-time play. It was on highlights everywhere. They want to see more of that here in the NFL.
Now we've got whistles and movement up front. I think this is against Seattle. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. A shotgun snap for Watson. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. Oh, he can't hang on to it. Almost intercepted. They would have loved the first pick of the game there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they load him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. False start's going to push him back, but these days, how hard must it be to be an offensive lineman?
It's very hard, Brandon. You've got defensive linemen flinching, trying to draw you offside. You've got the loud crowds, and there are just so many super athletic players on defense now that you have to deal with each week. But through it all, these guys just sit in there for 4 quarters and slug it out.
Mahomes to throw on 2nd down. And he slings one that's incomplete. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8.
Here we go. Green, 39. Green.
Here's Mahomes to throw. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off at the 24. And they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it?
And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Von Miller in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
Richmond. Reset. Tiger.
Back to throw, Watson. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. David Njoku, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Hauschka adds the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Here's Hauschka now to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Geis receives the pitch, and he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12.
Here we go. Green, 9.
Here's Mahomes. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up fourth.
I would dare say that these guys would have liked to have given their defense a little bit more rest since they gave up a touchdown their last time out. But alas, my man, that's not going to happen.
Yep, they're going to have to grab those helmets, get right back out there. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line. Jadeveon Clowney there on the stop.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Richmond. Tiger.
Back now in Jacksonville. It's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th and final quarter. The Seahawks on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Come back.
From the gun, here's Watson. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Jaguars go on offense. 1st down and 10. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. To throw, it's Mahomes. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
A 5-yard loss there is going to bring up 4th down. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points. Said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Here we go with Geis. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. How about them biting off 15 yards there on the 4th down attempt and keeping the drive alive? The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Mahomes now on 1st down. And now he'll tuck it and run. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the 1st down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the 4th quarter if he needs to make those plays when the legs go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a 1st down again. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Mahomes now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. They'll run with Geis, and he stopped immediately there. In on the stop, it was the UCF product, Shaquem Griffin.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
They stay on the ground. Geis again. Oh, good footwork on the spin. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
I like the call. Inside the red zone, running the toss. Why? They want to get to the edges. They want to see if guys who don't normally make a lot of tackles are willing to actually do that. That usually means the guy's in the cornerback position.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. This is Geis, and he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. It's a gain of 5, and now the question, will the offense stay out there on 4th and 1?
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
So the snap will come from the 3, but remember, they don't need the touchdown. They can get the 1st down if they get a yard, and the ball gets to the 2. Zach Line with it, the fullback. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Zach Line, his first touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. Lutz now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down.
You'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
They keep it with Crowell on first. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there. Second down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Here's Watson now on second down. That's complete over the middle to Callaway. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. A first down carry now for Crowell. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Back to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the fourth quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to, you and your brothers, just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. The Seahawks on third down. Just one conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This is 3rd and 7. He'll look to throw. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Seahawks have taken the lead here in the 4th.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but not. You got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. Mahomes now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10.
Here we go now.
He's back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Another costly turnover, their second of this second half. And earlier when I asked you your keys to the second half, you said, hey, it may be trite, but I think it's turnovers. That's coming to fruition.
It certainly is, and let's face it, they named the game after it, right? So isn't it the most important thing? It's football. Exactly. They named the game for it. Take care of it. Yeah, let me puff out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Throwing now, Watson. And Watson's going to go down in the end end zone. It's a safety.
And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
Yeah, they practice this all the time,
they practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back to throw. It's complete on the bubble screen. That's Campbell. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. The loss of 3 on that first down pass play, now 2nd and 13. They'll look to throw. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 10 more there and another first down. In possession for the possible game winner, but they need to get up and spike it. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. Down right around the 25. Tackle made there by Frank Clark.
Brandon, they likely have time for one last play, but it's got to be a heave into the end zone. Anything short, no good for them.
So it all rests now on the right leg of Will Lutz. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. So it all rests now on the right leg of Will Lutz. 2 for 2 tonight. This will be for the win. And his kick is good. And the Jaguars have won the game. Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for Jacksonville, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, for Seattle, it was a good first month, but they'll fall to 4-1 as they suffer their first loss. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis,